Hello, welcome to the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger channel. I'm an investigative journalist based in New Zealand. Before we get started today, I just want to have a moment of respect to Charlie Kirk, a man who lost his life for speaking about what he believed. And it's just, I know that this broadcast is going to a lot of people from America at the moment, and I just want to have a moment of silence and respect for him and the grief that his family must be going through. Thank you. So if you haven't been here before, my name is Danny DeHeck, and today we're looking at Goliath Ventures Inc., which used to be a Florida company that has shut its doors, theoretically, on the 3rd of December. Through the work of the Avengers and other people who we've been connected to over the last 5 years, we have Homeland Security are now investigating this company. That alone shows the urgency that you need to work at if you are invested in this company, and we'll explain why. Christopher Delgado wants people to believe their money is safe. That's what he wants you to believe. He's flying around in jets, driving fast cars, revving them up outside sponsorship deals, and he's wearing flash suits that are 2 sizes too small for him. He wants you to believe that his lifestyle is the success of the company, and he wants you to think his money's safe. He points to an independent audit that claims investors' funds are over 115% secure. That means that if everybody that's invested with him wanted to get their money out, he's claimed that he's done an independent audit, which isn't an independent audit, but we'll go down that track soon, and everyone get their money back. So, are you worried about losing your money? If you are, you need to be watching this video. But here's the problem. If that was true, why are people struggling to get their money out? I've been on the phone extensively today, and I've had people tell me they have requested to pull their money out and are waiting for their accounts department that was only set up recently to correspond with them. But here's the problem. If that was true, we've already read that paragraph. In this video, I will expose the truth about Goliath Ventures, Wealth MD, and Black Block. They're all running the same Ponzi scheme under different names. So you may actually be invested under one of those entities rather than just Goliath Ventures. And they had different investment levels and different monthly interest payments. Also, I'll show you how to ask for your money back. Most importantly, how do you get your money out of Goliath Ventures? Don't wait around because you don't want to be too late. So let's get started. That was my introduction, which I've started doing recently. And today, hopefully we'll bring that screen up nicely, and we did. This is my picture. And these are all the people standing outside the offices that they don't have, asking for their money back. We want our money back. Stop the lies. We just simply asked them for receipts and never got them. We wanted proof of making money. Show us the proof. Serious fraud. I'm not jealous. That guy's holding up a sign that. And there's Danny DeHeck taking down names of people who are wanting their money back. And that's literally what has been happening. I've got more intel. I've got more PDFs than I've ever had in any opportunity that I've invested. The place of Orlando is a small community-based town in comparison to the rest of the world. I live in a small town as well. And this is going to destroy friendships. It's going to destroy relationships, all because of greed and money. One person that's heading this company is going to be stopped by myself and my Avengers. That's what we do. So I've prepared a blog that explains how you can get your money out of this Ponzi scheme. And I'm calling it a Ponzi scheme without even blinking. Every person that has provided us information has said to me they know that this is not right because there's no proof of income, unrealistic returns on investments. So let's get started.
Goliath Ventures Incorporated is under investigation by Homeland Security investigations as well as US Secret Service for what appears to be a large-scale Ponzi scheme and money laundering.
Yes, it does seem to be. They're all the same, not hard to spot. Right, let's go.
Yet Christopher Delgado continues to reassure investors that their money is safe by waving around a so-called independent audit.
Yes, independent audit, which we've got here on this blog. So if you go into the description of this blog, you can actually go in and get the link to this. If you go into the description of the video, you will be able to find the blog link, which is also in the chat room. And it is also in the blog, you'll be able to download the independent audit that he sent out to his investors. And this is the claim. This is the big claim that we really want to think about.
Goliath maintained an average collective balance of 115% or more of partners' balances at all times.
So, at all times, that means that your money is safe, right?
If that's true, then every investor should be able to get their full principal back immediately. No excuses, no delays.
No delays. Let's read about that. You may be surprised.
In a response to me, Chris Delgado publicly admitted that BlackBlock was a subsidiary of Goliath Ventures. Your subsidiary auditing your business does not constitute an independent audit, except in Clown World.
That's quite funny, that, just saying. Yes, so this was, so you can actually click on that PDF and you can actually read this, but we will read it because this is their statement and what they wrote to me.
Regarding the review of financials and BlackBlock, DHEC landed on a valid point, although misunderstood by him, and not investigated by any meaning of the word. BlackBlock was, at the outset of its relationship with Goliath, an independent company dealing in compliance-related matters catering to the digital asset community. After being retained by Goliath as a third party, BlackBlock eventually became subsumed by Goliath, and is now not an independent third party. As the relationship between Goliath and BlackBlock has changed, partners have and are being notified accordingly. Goliath openly provided access to the wallets containing all funds for partner deposits, and were found to keep balances exceeding the partner deposit amount on average by 15%, a total balance of 115%.
Yeah, now there's theories and there's some facts floating around, but one key person that was part of BlackBlock is a guy called Mr. Curry, Pierce Curry. And rumors are, because these companies were set up to go after the retirement funds that people had. It was pretty amazing. Now, the fact that they're all blurred into one back to Goliath Ventures is quite comical if you've been following this as much as myself and my Avengers.
This blog is designed to help investors demand their money back and test whether Goliath's guarantees are real or just smoke and mirrors.
Right. Here's the testing time. Let's just say no one calls it a scam until the money dries up, and then everyone cries foul, don't they? So how are you going to get your money back? You know, don't you worry. Chris is a nice guy. He's a family man. And you can trust him, bro. Or you could say, look, with all the, the Madoff stories that we've had, Bernie Madoff and all the monies and all those stories you hear about these nice people who know how to befriend people, know how to buy off people, trust me, bro, sort of attitude. Why wouldn't you just take your money out? He said he's got the money there. What difference does it make to anybody? It gives you some security, doesn't it? And that's what we're suggesting. So how do you withdraw your money?
The Goliath Ventures contract makes it very clear.
So this is open source intelligence. So I haven't made this stuff up. We've gone and got his contracts, which we've got the actual contracts that people have signed. Thank you very much for those, by the way. And we can see that this is the wording that's in his contract.
The Goliath Ventures contract makes it very clear. Email your withdrawal request to agreement@goliathventuresinc.com. Clearly state you want to withdraw 100% of your principal. Remind them that Section 3.6 of the contract guarantees your principal will be returned in full. Save copies and screenshots of all correspondence. The contract says withdrawals should be processed in 5 to 7 business days, with a possible delay of up to 90 days under suspicious circumstances. If they delay beyond this, you'll have undeniable proof that the so-called guarantee is worthless.
Look, I don't want you to lose your money, and I'm not like the dream stealer, but eventually you'll lose your money anyway. I was speaking to somebody who was pitched into this company. We've heard that there's some people who have invested $5 million, that sort of money, which I think I know where he spent that, by the way. But, we don't want you to lose your money later, or we want to bring it to a head now, because we cannot afford this to grow like mushrooms. And that's why I put my neck on the line. If you want to support me in what I do, please do. There's a support button on my website, and there's also some links in the chat room. I can be bribed. I don't get paid anything for these articles that I produce. I get people who sponsor me. And then I've got, at the moment, for example, if you went to the Koha thingy here, you'll see I'm currently running a campaign to raise $1,000 so I can do 5 reviews on scams. And this is just one of them. And the problem I have is I never invested with any of these people. I've got nothing to lose. I'm not bitter about crypto investments, and this isn't crypto because he's got no proof of doing anything with crypto. However, I just don't see the point of these guys try to sue me. They've already sent me a stupid 10-page cease and desist letter, and apparently that's meant to intimidate me into scare tactics and thinking I won't do this because I might get sued. But the reality is, 2 years ago, I did get somebody who tried to sue me, and it did cost me a lot of money. I did defend myself, and I did win. And they were ordered to pay my fees, which they never did. But I put my neck on the line for you guys. You're the ones with the money. You're the ones that are looking for places to put your money to get higher returns. I have nothing. So when people sue me, they're just trying to shut me up. A bit like, our friend that was assassinated, yesterday. That was just a man that has a voice. We all can have a voice. You can have a voice. You can speak your mind. And you should listen to that. Now, why should you withdraw your funds? Well, I'm going to go tell my dog outside to shut up because he's barking, and I'm going to play this, and hopefully I'll be back before this finishes.
Why withdraw your funds? Multiple investors have confided in me that they have made redemption requests and are being stalled. Given that the redemption date of 18th is coming up, now is your chance to at least try and get your principal back. Given the fake audit and the 2 US government agencies investigating this investment, it would be highly imprudent to not withdraw your money.
Barking your head off like a dog. Finished, didn't it? Multiple investors have confirmed. I have to read this myself, actually. Fake audits. Definitely a fake audit. Yeah. It's sad that they do that, though, isn't it? Sorry about that. Dog was just out there barking his head off continuously. Can't have that. There's also been in touch with... How about this?
I've also been in touch with the child of one of the big whales who has invested in this scam. This person, who is incredibly wealthy, is convincing their parent to pull all their money out. I believe this person's parent represents more than 50% of the funds that have been placed into this scam. Additionally, this individual has hired a high-powered legal team with expertise in asset tracing to fall back on if Chris pulls his usual routine.
How about that? That paragraph is why I do what I do. Listen to this again.
I've also been in touch with the child of one of the big whales who has invested in this scam. This person, who is incredibly wealthy, is convincing their parent to pull all their money out. I believe this person's parent represents more than 50% of the funds that have been placed into this scam. Additionally, this individual has hired a high-powered legal team with expertise in asset tracing to fall back on if Chris pulls his usual routine.
I don't even need to comment, but I hope that went into your brain. This is pretty good. And I'm actually ignoring the people in the chat room because they're all my friends and they've been working tirelessly and helping me, put this content together. I mean, people don't believe you. I spend 70 to 80 hours a week researching this stuff. This blog was, composed with a lot of hours and hours and hours of work. So thank you to my team of Avengers. And we're an amazing team of people that do this not for money or gain, but they really put their heart and soul into it. And these are people with families who have their own businesses, who take time aside. They must spend, I don't even want to add up the hours they spend, but every time I have a question, I can fire it down the line and come back with an answer. We use open source intelligence. I've got software which is absolutely amazing. One of the bits of software I'm using at the moment is absolutely incredible, called Audit Industries. And it basically, I can get an email address from a person and I can find everybody. So there's a couple at the moment that we're trying to find, and we've now found their email address. And if you're listening to this, I wrote you an email to your Yahoo email address. Oh my goodness, where it's gone. Here it is. So this is the sort of intel that we will get sometimes. So this is on Facebook, and this is a plaque, and it's got Denise and Lance. I can't read it. Hopeless. Wonder if I can highlight it. I can. Hold up. Noriega. We don't know who they are. We don't know how they're connected or anything. However, when we saw this plaque, it's got their name on it and it's got Goliath Ventures. So then you get these boxes. I don't know what's in these boxes. You get a coffee cup. That's good. I like coffee. And obviously you get a plaque. So that's what happens. So these awards are similar, if you worked in a real estate office, are sort of similar sort of awards. So using that image, we use this OSINT information here, and we could actually search for their name, and I found their phone number and their email address, every account they've got, going right back to everything they've signed up for. It's incredible software. So that's where we get a lot of our intelligence and sources. Then we spend hours and hours and hours going through images. We've already we found the ex-girlfriend's account. We've been corresponding with Kat, I think we call her. She was on one of the flights. We've got flight logs. We just research everything we can. And then we put it all together in our database. So at the moment, we go into Ponzi schemes and scams, and I'm currently investigating 200 different scams going at the moment. This is just one of them. Well, there's 3 of them. When you go into here, you'll see doesn't look like there's much information. We've got the Learjet records, planes, everything you can think of. Anything that we need to build images, which I won't show you them. Oh, what the heck? Let's have a look. All the images that they have got, like these, all the people. So then we'll go through, we'll use face recognition. We'll find these photos that they have. We'll find the people in them. We'll find the sponsors that are doing it. We even have gone and found, like his girlfriend that we found the other day, we found her passport and managed to get her real name. And while we were showing everyone her Instagram account in real time, she must have been watching. And she put it into private. And then her TikTok was still open. That's now private. And then her Facebook was wide open. And that's now private. And as we go through and we find all these individuals that he's smoozing with. I mean, look at this here. I mean, who the heck wears a red velvet jacket with a gold necklace, with a spiky haircut, like that wearing a Rolex. And there's other Rolex. Oh, don't get started about watches, for God's sake. But, this is what you do if you want to do it. And then you schmooze all these. And we've actually had quotes where Christopher has said that he's unstoppable because he's basically, given to charities. Of all the people that would speak out about him, he shut them up by, I can't remember the quote, but I think you get the idea where I come from. So then we've got the persons of interest. So as I said in the blog, we've named all these individuals, but the other day I think we were up to about 34. We've got ex-policemen, we've got ex-firemen. This one here made me laugh. This is an article on Tom, is it? Tom the policeman? Look at his muscles. He's muscly as they come. But, we go through and we find all these articles, we read them, we find the timeline of what people are doing. I think this one here was the one that shocked me the most. If you're not over the age of 18, I spent years chasing criminals as a police officer before devouring my life to helping men have better sex. Yes, I said better sex. That's the heading of a newspaper. I don't even know. It's in the Independent. And there he is. I wondered why his head always looked small, but then when you see his body, you wait, this, ladies, you'll like this. He's a policeman, so he's a good guy. Well, he's heavily involved. And look, this looks like he's on Man Oh Man. What's that? But some of the intel that we've been getting, it's sort of like a wee bit X-rated, I may say so myself. But anyway, let's have a look through. So let's carry on reading the blog.
Through our investigation, we now have full contracts from Goliath Ventures Inc. and Wealth Management Doctors, Wealth MD, as well as records tied to Black Block.
Yeah, we do. So that's just brilliant. What we discovered is shocking, but not surprising. So this is we'll read these one at a time. I want these to sink in. So if you're investing, you want to get your money out. And that's my point, this whole blog.
The contracts are practically identical, with only minor differences in minimum contribution amounts and profit percentages.
Yeah. So what we have found, if we go to this ventures, we go to Ponzi schemes and scams, we go into wealth, we go into PDFs, and this is the company that Chris reckons is all shut down now, and that's fine if it is. But this Wealth MD contract, the joint venture agreement, is exactly the same, other than instead of a minimum investment of $100,000, this contract here said that the minimum investment was $250,000 and the monthly payout was 2%. So this was and this was, yeah, so here it is here. I don't know if you can, I don't know if I can make that any bigger. I suppose I can. Oh, look, let's have a look. Oh, look at that. So we've got minimum amount is 250 US. So when we look through this contract, we found that this contract is exactly the same to other contracts that we've got. And funny enough, I think I can do this. Yeah, I can. So, oh, not that one. Let's go. Yeah, that's the one. So this is the Goliath contract. And this contract was word for word exactly the same. Two different entities, but two different account structures. So if you got introduced to Goliath Ventures with this contract, you were going to make more money. But if you accidentally went to Wealth Management Doctors and signed up for another opportunity, even though they're meant to be using Global Ventures, what do they call it? Investment opportunity. It was like a white labeled service. So it's like, are they scooping money off between one agreement and another? So are they going to one bank, loaning you, giving you an investment opportunity, and then taking the money that you've given them and run off to another opportunity and use your money to invest, and then coming back to you with the money that they're meant to be getting paid and paying you a little bit and keeping a bit for themselves? That's exactly what they're doing. It's just, you can't make this shit up. All right, so the other point that we've got.
Goliath Ventures Incorporated claims to guarantee full return of principal.
Well, we're going to practice that, aren't we, guys? So your principal was guaranteed, right? No, 100% guaranteed, no risk. No risk. It's just ridiculous. It's too good to be true. Oh, here we go.
Wealth MD pushes the same structure, but withdrawals are processed via personal emails to Matt Burks and John Travis Lilly, the same Matt Burks who authored the so-called independent audit.
Yeah. So, okay. So, so Matt Burke, we've emailed him once, and he's promised he's going to answer all our questions. And he finished up wanting to get on a live because he didn't want to put it in writing, and we've never heard from him since. So, and look, the other one too is what we're telling Homeland Security is that you got to take these passports off the guy. I was listening to Tomo the other day, Tom, whatever his name is. We'll call him Tom, the big chiefy fireman who helps men have better sex. And he said that he wants, in 6 months' time, he's living in Dubai. That's where he wants to go. That's his dream. And all these guys finish up in Dubai before the police get them. And I reckon that's a real deal thing that could happen here. Same network. Yeah. So, so we did mention that, didn't I? I'll just make sure.
BlackBlock, presented as an external auditor, is in fact part of the same network, effectively white-labeling the same Ponzi model.
Yeah, so I mentioned that. I'm saying things before they happen.
This means many investors who believe they invested through Goliath Ventures Incorporated may actually have sent money through Wealth MD or BlackBlock Management Services. It's the same playbook, just rebranded under different names.
Yeah, so as we're about to say, I like to reiterate it, is we want to know how much. Now, we had a person on the phone today, and they told me that I asked them how much money they invested, and they wouldn't tell me. And I said, are you getting 3% or 4%? I said, no. I said, are you getting 4%? They said, oh, no, I'm only getting 3%. I said, oh, well, so you're under 500,000 then? Yes. I said, why won't you tell me how much money that you've got? And they said, I will once I get the money out. And I go, okay then. And then I asked another prudent question, and that was, how much have they made so far? And they claim that they had only been in it for 4 months, but they've been taking dividends out each month. And I said, oh, how do you get paid? And they said, oh, wire transfer, because we were under the impression at one point that the money was getting siphoned back through crypto somehow. Because remember, your money's been put into some trading platform or something. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head what their claim is, but there's no crypto trading going on. We've seen no sign of it, no proof. And that's why we've banged heads so strongly, or locked heads with Chris, because we've asked him to prove, wallet addresses or where's the money. No one knows where your money is. Do you know where your money is? No. So it's just disgusting. So why it matters, if you're interested in any one of those 3 companies.
If you've invested in any of these 3 companies, you're in the same pool of risk.
So this guy, Piers Curry, he's a dirty dog. And I believe he's taken off with the company. They've negotiated him out of it. And now he's looking after all the, let's just say, old people. And he'll know what he means. And also we wrote to everyone in the company that he was down for working. And now we've heard that he's not working for their company, but the partners of the company actually don't want anything to do with anyone that's associated with a Ponzi scheme. So the word is on the grapevine.
Matt Burks and Piers Curry, while he was a partner at BlackBlock and Wealth MD, appears to be skimming profits off the top while giving the illusion of independence. It was great seeing Matt Burks at the Vault conference the other day.
Yeah, so here's Matt Burke at the Vault conference. And there were some other people. Tiffany, I think you're a new person that seems to be part of the Goliath team. We've managed to put your name out into our database today.
The recycled contracts prove this is a white label Ponzi scheme with multiple funnels feeding into the same scam.
Yep. Our recommendation, if you have invested in Global Ventures, Wealth Management, MD, otherwise known as Management Doctors, or BlackBlock, which is hard to say with your 4 fingers in your mouth, management services, because that's what we can't find a company called BlackBlock, but we can find a company called BlackBlock Management Services, and it would tie in nicely with the other company that Matt is associated to called Wealth Management Doctors. So we're BlackBlock Management Services, similar, companies, all these people that are in that February meeting that we did the expose on are all told to set up their own LLC companies for whatever reason that is. No protection from a big company.
Request your withdrawal immediately. Don't wait. These are not 3 separate, safe companies. They are one interconnected scheme.
Yeah, so we're just trying to help people. We don't want to ruin your investments, but we'd rather ruin it now than later. Why you must act now? Well, Christopher Delgado claims investors' funds are secure. Bullshit. But If anyone requests their money back at one time, if anyone requests their money back all at one time, he won't be able to hide his excuses. So if you want to call him out, whether you think he's a good guy, no, actually, tell you what is really interesting here. Nobody, not one person has come back to me and go, leave Chris alone. Danny, leave Chris alone because he's a nice guy. Normally, when I'm going after scammers and chasing them down in Zoom meetings, people are coming to me saying that they're lovely people. I've never had that. I haven't, I've heard nice people, but not like, oh, he's such a good guy. I've never had anyone come to me and say, he's a saint and butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. From looking from what I don't know from Bar Estate, but what I can see, it looks like a new money. It looks like he's got new money, and he must be on, I don't know, some chemical in the brain is not acting the way it should act. He's just there. I don't even know how to explain it.
This is the Achilles heel of every Ponzi scheme. They collapse the moment withdrawals outweigh new deposits. The longer you wait, the smaller your chance of seeing anything back.
Now, I did a blog a few months ago, and it was the top Ponzi schemes of the world. I think it was the top 20 Ponzi schemes of the world. Now, think as much as you like and try to think the number one. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I did a blog about it, and I was amazed that there were so many of them. And I was amazed that most of these Ponzi schemes were for figures over $500 million. Some of them were even bigger. We've got, is it OneCoin, the queen of crypto? But those ones were not even, they were a drop in the bucket. Even Charles Ponzi, he was the first person. I think it was back in, 1780s or 1880s. Can't remember when it was. But since then, there's been some massive Ponzi schemes. I hadn't even heard of the names of it. Being the crypto Ponzi scheme Avenger, you think I'd know them. But so I did a blog about them. So go check out the biggest Ponzi schemes in the world on my site. Or search Google or ask ChatGPT. You'll be amazed. Right. So the Achilles heel. Now, remember, we're talking about Goliath. And I'm not David, I'm Danny, but I'm good with a slingshot. Used to be brilliant when I was a kid. I used to use rubber gloves that you'd put on you to do your dishes with. I used to cut the top off, put them between my finger, and I could go like that, and I could hit anything. I was brilliant. Well, I'm like David, but I'm Danny, and he's Goliath. But the Achilles heel, if you're biblical, is the weakest, the easiest way to take down a massive person. So if you take out your money, you are going to cripple him. But if he is a good guy, he's told you, he's come out in a public statement saying that at all times they have 115% of investors' money secured. So what have you got to lose by taking your money out? Look, there's a stampede. Have a look at this picture again. These are the people outside the offices they don't have, and the offices they have purchased. He claims he's going to spend $20 million making it into some fancy Nancy lounge when he can entertain these people who might want to invest in his companies. So he calmed the farm is what I told ChatGPT when I asked it to create me an image. I said, have Christopher outside his visible offices that he doesn't have trying to calm the farm. And I told them to make me look like I was some sort of bank clerk. And that's what it come out with. And all the signs. I do like this one though, Chris. I'm not jealous, because the very first response I got from Christopher Delgado was the fact that Danny's just doing this because I'm jealous. How many true friends have you got, Christopher? I mean, it's wicked. Well, I'll be your friend. I'll come visit you. So all that dumb bullshit, so we get that far? We did. Where did we get up to? Why it matters? Let's see what we've got here. Why it matters. If it's the company, white label. I think we might have missed some more. I don't want to miss any. Recommendation. Management services. Why you must act now. Right. Help build a, oh yes, and this is important, the next bit, that is exactly where we were. Help me build a database. So if you are on my website and you go to dheck.com, you will see we have a contact button on the right under my head. You click on the word contact, ignore the bits that drop down, and it will take you to a form on my website. And here you can put your full name. You can even have an anonymous at Gmail if you want. Trust me, I'm not going to harass you, or I'm not going to come after you with another investment opportunity. Put the name of the Ponzi schemes, the name of the person that introduced you to it, the date that you invested, the amount of money you invested. And if you want to, can you tell us how much money you've made out of it so far? Have you broke even? Have you got your initial seed money back? Or are they still using your seed money to pay you the interest? Because that's what they do, kids. Yes, but you can submit it here. And what we do is we build it into a database. We have other forms in here, like one of them is called Where Did Your Crypto Go? That was for other crypto scams that we do. And we have Crypto G, who normally comes in here and goes through any of these wallet addresses and find where they come from. So we are collecting anonymous data to help law enforcement and regulators measure the scale of this fraud. They claim they've got 1,500 investors. I don't think so, Tim. But there's still, I know I've had people tell me that some people invested $5 million with Chris. Today we're speaking to several people that have actually, invested. They all have to invest at least $100,000. So if you have, just click on that. So give us the date, the amount, the total withdrawal so far, and whether you're in credit or still trying to recover your principal. No one talks about the principal. It's like no one talks about the elephant in the room. Have I got an elephant noise today? Oh, we have. I don't know if that comes through all right. Sometimes my thingy doesn't work very well. This information will remain confidential, but will strengthen the case against global events. So it's been a privilege to actually be part of this investigation. Oh, look, my name's in here twice. How about that? Right, so persons of interest. Here we go. So persons of interest. We're currently gathering intelligence on the following individuals collected through open source data to Goliath Ventures, Wealth MD, or associated entities. So like I said, we use this program here quite a lot. It's a really, really good program. It's called Awesome.Industries. And this was gifted to me. It helps me with my research. But if we get a name, we can put that name into a database. So these are all the people of interest. As we say, there is a disclaimer down the bottom saying we're not saying that these people are all guilty, but definitely we are saying, I am saying, can't speak for the Avengers, that this is Christopher Delgado is guilty as sin. Unfortunately, Chris, you've gone too far, and I'm here to stop you. Yeah, so Tiffany, was she in there? Oh, she's in there. But we did see them at the conference, which was quite interesting. So we just found a new name today. Is that the same name? No, I don't know. Anyway, have a look at those names. More names. The more names we can collect, the clearer the picture becomes for the network, how the network operates. That's why we want those names. Buying legitimacy. Now, this is where we've actually stirred up we've put something in a hornet's nest. We've done something pretty big today, and I'm telling you now, there'll be a lot of red faces in Orlando, unfortunately. But buying legitimacy through sponsorship and donations. Well, let's get into it. Let's read this one.
Delgado, I believe, has been using investor funds as his personal piggy bank, so the charity sponsorships you see are not his money, I believe.
Yeah. You're part of his company. You've invested in the company, and he's going away doing all these big charity donations. Maybe he thinks he's a philanthropist, but it's not him, it's his company. And you're part of the company, so technically he's given away company funds to all these charities.
This practice is common among scammers, donating to charities and attaching themselves to respected institutions to appear legitimate, while victims continue to lose their savings.
Yeah. You got to think about this stuff. I mean, you've given your money to Chris. You might like Chris. You might have liked all the hype and the jets and the cars and the suits and the gold necklaces and the earrings and the fancy hairstyles and the 24-year-old girlfriends. But you've given your money to him. And now, can this guy prove that it's a scam? I mean, really? Really? Do you think it's real? Oh, Here we go. Chris's versus Warren Buffett. Yep.
Chris Delgado versus Warren Buffett.
Oh, let's have I don't think he's a Warren Buffett, but let's see what let's come up with.
Chris Lord Delgado sells an image of market genius. He speaks in buzzwords, flaunts Lambos and Rolls Royces, and posts photos from chartered Gulfstream private jets and yachts with his 20-ish-year-old girlfriends. The message is far from subtle and relentless. Trust me, I'm winning. Yet when you look at Chris Delgado's past, it's one failed business venture after another. His most recent spectacular flameout was a crypto scam called My Liquidity Partner that crashed and burned a few years ago.
Yeah, do your research. My Liquidity Partner. Couple of guys from Dubai. Every time we get intel, often it goes back to Dubai, and they want me to look up these two people. When we first started researching it, I thought, Dubai. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Still makes a lot of sense. But yeah, we've dug deep and we've found all your history about Liquidity Partner. We've got more blogs to come, ladies and gentlemen. But what we want you to do for now, put your money on hold. Just get it off the platform. Do it.
This fake it till you make it approach isn't about creating long-term value. It's about creating the appearance of success using your money. It leans on theatrics, luxury toys, VIP tables, and a constant stream of self-promotion meant to blur the line between marketing and proof. If the numbers were bulletproof, the lifestyle wouldn't need to do so much heavy lifting.
Yeah. I don't know. I often think like some of the most terrible things that people do. And I think to myself, at what point would it, at what point what would have to happen in my life for me to start doing what they're doing? I mean, does somebody come along and give, Chris $1 million for an investment, and then he used it to entice other people to invest, and then he got a touch of how it worked. And then now what he just thinks, now I just need to keep doing that. Rinse and repeat, Is that what happened to Chris? And now he's in too deep. He has to go until they get stopped. He's like a wild dog, and he's out of control. And no offense, Pixel. Where's your Pixel gone? And he needs to be put in the pound. It's a shame. But at what point does somebody get to that point where they can't stop? Like what would happen if Chris walked into the police station now and said, "I'm here to hand myself in. I'm a criminal, and I've been defrauding people for 7 years." I think we heard something the other day. He's been doing this. This company's been going for 7 years. But anyway, it's probably gone. And then he's going to go to the policeman and goes, I can't stop it. And they're going to arrest him. Do you think that's going to happen? Or do you think he's going to go right to a lawyer and say, "You use my money and stop that Danny Hick exposing me"? Is that what's going to happen? Just like that with your voice, Queen of Karma?
Contrast that with the world's most respected long-term investors. Think someone like Warren Buffett. Modest habits, patient compounding, transparent letters, and a near-obsessive focus on fundamentals and risk. No confetti, no countdown clocks, no Lambos, no Rolls Royces, no incentives to get you to put more money in for a higher yield, no London private club, just time, discipline, and clear math. The quiet approach doesn't photograph as well, but it endures because it's anchored to cash flows and aligned incentives, not Instagram lies.
Yeah. Now, Tom, your fireman, how you doing? I was watching that. I did watch a couple of your videos on your YouTube channel, and I do think you're paying for your traffic, by the way, because one of them had 4,500 visits on it, and I was working late one night. It was about 3:00 in the morning, and I'm listening to this Tom guy and his mate Tony talking, and it was a video that was pre-recorded in July, and it was just online August. Yeah, August. And they were talking about, how to invest. They were just grooming people. It was sickening when you're in my game and you listen to these guys who know nothing about finances. At one point, Tom said that he could afford to buy 7 houses, cash, no mortgage, no worries at all. But I don't want to because I want to rent my house because that's the way you should do things these days. And you go, "Oh, okay, whatever, mate." And then a few minutes later, he's talking about how he wanted to buy this holiday home and he got outbid. But, you win some and you lose some. So, if you want a holiday home, would you let someone else outbid you? If you can walk in and buy 7 houses now, cash, without no mortgage. Diego's got mortgages, just saying. All right. Yeah. So Warren Buffett. So he talked about in this video, him and his mate were talking about how he watched a documentary with Warren Buffett, and he was driving around in a 20-year-old car, and his house was, he bought it for 30,000. He's still living in the same house. That's how a true philanthropist, am I saying that right, is actually meant to operate. So you've got no Rolls Royce. How would you survive, Chris, with no graffiti, no countdown clocks, no Lambos, no Rolls Royces, no incentives, no London private club? But then when you go back to Chris, you've got everything that he isn't. So who would you rather invest with? Mr. Muffet is the answer to that question. So take your money out and go invest in McDonald's with Warren Buffett. Not that I'm endorsing McDonald's. Also, Warren Buffett did not break security laws by raising funds from public illegally, like Chris Delgado obviously is. He's not a regulated industry. He's actually changing his terminology. And if you go to his LinkedIn profile, he started putting disclaimers on his post. So we've been watching everything that these guys do. And now they're starting to put disclaimers on things. It's too late, Chris. You've already taken the money. People are going to say, I invested, blah, blah, blah. Let's use the Wayback Machine. He wouldn't have all these disclaimers. So the facts are simple.
Goliath Ventures Incorporated is under investigation by not one but two U.S. law enforcement agencies, Homeland Security Investigations and Secret Service.
Ooh, that sounds serious. It is. Get your money out.
Their so-called independent audit is a sham document created by Matt Burks, who works for Chris Delgado.
It is.
Their contracts guarantee return of principal.
How can you return that? Imagine that. You're going to go into a trading platform, make unrealistic returns on investments that are unheard of, and then guarantee it. There's two lots of stupid, and that's the second and the first. Oh, here we go. What's the last paragraph say? We stuffed it up now.
Investor funds are supposedly sitting idle. If so, why are they borrowing all this money from people?
Yeah, and wouldn't you think if you can do what he's doing, he would just now use his own money? Instead of, do give to charities, but instead of giving all this money to charities and trying to buy people off, because that's what it looks like, now what you do is you put that money in your own company and generate your own funds. And then compound it, Chris, is what you do, because that's what you tell people. You compound the money, don't take it out. Please don't take it out. And then it will just grow like mold. And then when the mold is really, really, really good, and it's really big, and you've made all this money from your own money rather than other people's money, then you just take it all out. But then the bank teller goes, stop. There's no money in there, sir. It's all been spent on that new chandelier with that Rolls Royce, with that Porsche over there, with that lovely suit. And look at her. His girlfriend has meant to have had $1 million spent on her in the last 12 months. How much money have you spent on your girlfriend, guys? Can you compete with Chris? He's the man. That's why I'm so jealous. I want to be like Chris. Oh, well, that's basically my blog, guys. Now, if you are wondering how we gather our information, we don't get paid off. Some people have rung us, said that, you got paid off. We ain't got paid off by anybody. Be truthful, be honest, be true to your heart, be a good person, but don't accuse me of being paid off. I mean, I work friggin' 70, 80 hours a week on this shit, and that's what it is. And then people accuse me of taking bribes. I'm here busting scams, not running one. Now, there's a couple of things you can do to help support me if you like. Let me read my disclaimer, because everyone's got to have a disclaimer. Not that I'm offering you financial advice. Well, I am really, aren't I? I'm telling you, take your money out of Chris's bank accounts before he spends it on chewing gum. I think he already has.
Disclaimer. How this investigation was conducted. This investigation relies entirely on OSINT, open source intelligence, meaning every claim made here is based on publicly available records, archived web pages, corporate filings, domain data, social media activity, and open blockchain transactions. No private data, hacking, or unlawful access methods were used. OSINT is a powerful and ethical tool for exposing scams without violating privacy laws or overstepping legal boundaries.
Yeah, late the other night, we had a few Avengers go into Chris's office and we found the safe, and we opened the safe and we got the contracts out and we read them and went, these are shit. But we haven't done that. 2 reasons: he ain't got any offices that we know of, and it would be unethical, but we've got a fantastic team of people who help us build, we stop these guys. So what you could do if you want to help me, and let's say financially isn't your thing at the moment because you've invested in Chris and you've lost your life savings, you can actually go to the Contact Us button and you can write a review for me. That will go on Trustpilot. I'm having a wee game with Trustpilot at the moment because in my industry, I have a problem. First problem is the people that want to write reviews about me are normally people that are either I'm busting, are helping me bust a scam, and they want to remain anonymous, so no one reviews me. And then they say, I can create a fake Gmail account and write a review, and I go, oh no, it's all right, because I don't like it when you look at these Trustpilot reviews and the person that's reviewed who has never been on Trustpilot before and they've only had 1 review. Like when you look at my account, I've actually I think I've reviewed about 80 odd people at the moment. I think it will tell you 85. There we go. So just give us a 5-star review. If you can put your own name, that's right. You won't be headhunted. Well, hopefully not. If not, if so, I don't know you. But yeah, that's one way you can show some respect to me and my Avengers on what we do. Now, if you are involved in an opportunity, you can actually sponsor me for a review. And I say this in every video. You click on that button there and just give me $200. That's it. Easy peasy. Or more if you want. That would be really nice. But then I will use that money when I'm doing my reviews. To give you an idea of some of the reviews I've got ready to rock and roll, if we go down to one of these links, if I find it, Rumble, to review. These are all the reviews of sites I've got to do where people have told me, can you go have a look at this website? So I go to them, I go, yep, I can have a look at that website. And I go, it's not a bank, that's a scam straight away. Easy peasy, that one. But I go through the whole website and build a comprehensive database. So just some silly things that you can do yourself. Apparently this is a real person, but when you get there and you go do a search with Google, whoever, Google will come back and say, that person only exists on this website, no other website. So then you go to this one and you can go through here and you spend hours and hours and hours. So these people, photos that you see here will be all from fake AI generated people and not real deal people. You won't find their photos on any other platform. So that's the telltale sign. So I could go back to the person and say, oh, it's a scam. And they go, oh, but how come it's a scam? And I'll go, well, why are you asking me if it's a scam? I can tell you straight away this is a scam because I've had people tell me before, in another example, that they asked the staff whether they wanted their photos on the internet, and they all agreed that they didn't. So we decided to use avatars. And I go, these don't look like avatars. These look like people. You're misleading people. They go, oh, no, no, no. And also, you can't click on them and can't go through anywhere. So somebody gave me that link. So if you sponsored me, I would do a review on that site. And then you'd come back and I'd think, oh, that's crazy. But some simple things that you can do. You can come through here and just even find that text there, right? This is not what we used to do, is just copy that whole text, drop that into a search engine, hit go. And then next thing is we'll find that text on another website that's under different branding. And they've got exactly the same text because they just cut and paste and make multiple websites, hoping that somebody's going to fool them, make an informed decision and invest. But not here, not on my watch. All right, so on the Contact Us page, as I talked about, give us your details. Tell us how much money you've invested, lost, hopefully not. Go. We want you to go to Chris, and we want to say, Chris, I love you, bro. He said, you got my money, and if you keep my money for the rest of my life, it's going to really affect me in the future, and I'm concerned. So out of respect, I want to take my money off your platform just for a couple of months until this Danny the Heck guy backs off. And then if it's all good, then you can, I'll put my money back. That's a fair thing, isn't it? What's wrong with doing that idea? Chris is going to come up with some amazing ideas, isn't he? He's going to come up with some reasons why he can't do that. Because the planet will change shape if he takes all his money off one side. Oh, who knows what excuse he'll come up with. But if, like just looking at these pictures here. So here's Matt there. Matt, this guy here, he's in 3 companies. Oh, it's not funny, is it? No, I know. But let's have a look. See how many more company Matt Burke is the CEO founder at. So let's go. So there's My Black Book. He's on LinkedIn. Hold it. We found another one. Actually, I've never done that. I think I found another company he's part of. My Wealth Management. Let's go. We've got a new one. Rugby News. So let's have a look and see where Matt was. That must be just a profile. Never seen that one before. Is that some sort of look-up person directory? So here he is in there. And then he was, was he playing rugby? Don't think he's a rugby player. Hope not. He might be at rugby. So is that the same company? Wealth Management. Oh, that's the same. Oh, you get the idea. Oh, and there we go. Oh, now, did it mention anything about this? I don't think we must have mentioned this. But we have written to this organization, the Indian American Chamber of Commerce, and we've realized that under platinum sponsors, they have got Chris mentioned here. So what we're going to do is actually wait to hear back from these guys and see what they come and say. And then we'll publish another blog or potentially do another video. Oh, there you go. What about the memo that was just sent out about another audit? Was it? See, because Chris loves me so much, I'm just going to try something here. I just want to have a look on my MD. So let's have a look and see what we can find on, what do they call that company again? Goliath, isn't it? Goliath Ventures. Are we good to go? We can open this up. All right. Don't message me now. If you're in Pakistan, you'll get killed. Alrighty, so here we are, and we're now looking for Goliath Ventures. So if you go to Goliath Ventures, they have on LinkedIn, I have 1 million people look at my content. Within 2 months, I had 1 million people look at my content, 1 million views. And that was because I've been covering a lot of Pakistani software houses that are set up in Texas. And we've been doing quite a massive campaign exposing them. So this one here is just a bit of a side hustle going after Goliath Ventures. Nice shiny logo, Chris. I think that there. Oh, I've got to show you something else that's really funny. This website here, I don't know, never tried, but if you go WP / it's probably built on WordPress, and it is. Well, how about that? So then we go to, so that's wealth management. Oh no, black. And then you go to, what did I say? WP image. And that's another WordPress website. So we won't worry about that one. Oh, well, let's go here. This probably won't be a WordPress. I don't know. Let's have a look. So these are all the login screens for WordPress websites. I'm just wondering if that one's built on WordPress. Maybe they don't have many. See, that didn't work because this website would have been professionally created. But if you go to Goliath, and then go /W admin, you can see that Chris's website is also built on WordPress. My site is built on WordPress, but you would expect a big company that handles money wouldn't have their website built on WordPress. They would have security coming out their ears. So I think that's quite a laugh. So we are currently looking for people who have received these plaques. We've found out that Wealth Management ND might be merged back into Global Ventures. That would explain why their contracts were word for word exactly the same. Tom, well, if you want to have muscles like that, you can have muscles like that. He's a pretty muscly guy, and he used to be a policeman, and he loves the Lord. He's got a picture of the cross there. He said, if you choose law enforcement, you'll lose the right to be unfit. Oh, okay then. Here he is. Might be on the loo, that one there. Just saying. Oh, look at that. He's good. He's a muscly bugger, isn't he? Look at that. That's amazing. And look, there he is, the policeman that's holding the baby. Isn't that sort of kind of hard case? Anyway, that's what he used to do. But now he can afford to buy 7 houses cash. So he said in his podcast the other day. We research, don't we? I did have something else I was going to tell you. Oh, that's right. We did see that other company. But, yeah, so Matt Here he is. Oh, that's what I was going to say. When you go to LinkedIn, we could find, what have we got? I'll put it in the comments. Thanks, mate. If you want to send me any information, you can actually WhatsApp me, WhatsApp number. I think that will turn up. That helps. So what I'm getting at here, they've actually 11 hours ago, they've done this post, which is sort of unusual because they didn't seem to be that prolific until I started doing it. And they've blocked us all. So never forget, September 11, 2001. Oh my God. Goliath Ventures honors the lives lost and heroes who responded. Do you think this is like, why would a company who knows that they're getting called out as a Ponzi scheme go down the September 11 route? Isn't that, and that was yesterday. So they must have got to the end of the day and thought, we better hurry up and post that, because that was only done 11 hours ago, which I assume 11 hours ago it'd be midnight there now. So they decided is it 11 o'clock? 11 o'clock in the morning, we better do something and put some plaque out there. Well, that's nice of that, that you've done something about that. But this is the one I wanted to show you, because now they have a disclaimer, because the ideal behind it, and I'll get more facts as time goes on, is they don't want to be called something. And they've got to make sure that they call themselves this instead, because they're not who they were claiming they were being, obviously. And we heard this, and we've now noticed that they've now started to put disclaimers on the bottom of their posts. So let's listen to one for shits and giggles.
Disclaimer. This content is provided for informational purposes only and does not constitute an offer to sell, a solicitation of an offer to buy, or a representation of any particular partnership. Participation in any joint venture private fund is limited to qualified investors and subject to applicable laws and regulations, and does contain risk.
Well, so those disclaimers have only just popped up in the last few days, if not few hours. And I'm wondering if this will tell me whether it's been edited or not. 17 hours ago. So now they're trying to cross every T and dot every I, but it's too late because the fat lady's already sung. Charities, Angel Army Prevention Initiative aims to combat fentanyl crisis in Central Florida. Now, we literally have been going after a guy by the name of, the only bit of paper in my office, which you can't read, but you can there, sort of. It's got a name on it, and it's called Azneem Bilwani, and he was bringing in fentanyl to us, America, and I've been going after him. He's actually given me 3 court cases that I must go to defend myself, simply because I've been a naughty boy. They want my content offline, and I've been calling them out. Apparently, they've now received a fine for their naughty works. But in saying that, yeah, fentanyl, that's a great charity. So who's this lady, and who's that lady there? Jackie Segal? Oh, the actor. Oh, the actor's wife. I see. Yeah. Wonder if she wonders if she should be associated with this. I don't know. And there he is, the man of the moment. And this guy here, he owns the Yankees. Now, the funny thing about that is Chris isn't a Yankee supporter. We even know what team you bet for, and it's nothing to do with the Yankees. But he paid $1 million. $1 million of your money went to be, so he could be the name sponsor of this event. So he thinks he's got himself covered so much that he can just throw your money at things and then sponsor this. And this conference is over now. I think it's over now, or it should be over. I think it was the last day today. But he's been tied up. So that's what he's been doing. So let's have a look at some of the photos. Oh, there we go. All these people we know. Is that Matthew? No, it's who's liked this one. I'm just having a look to see who's liked it. Oh, we won't do that. We'll get distracted. Here they all lined up. There's the fireman. There's the policeman. And who else? Oh, the man from Borneo. Don't know what his deal is. Quite a hard case, but let's carry on. Let's see what else we got. That one there. Oh, look, he's shaking hands. And I'm sure I heard him say that they had 200 staff and something. And where's these staff work? I think he might be salespeople, or maybe he wants to. I don't know, but that's what I heard. Whether it was true or not, I'll have to verify that. But if you think he's got 200 staff, let me know. I'd love to be put back in my place. So that's what happens when you pay $1 million. People can come along and see what you're doing. So then the other funny thing that we thought was quite funny is meet the Goliath Ventures Inc. team. And there they all are. And you come in here, and there's Chris, looking very good and sharp there and dapper. And there he is, Nick. That's his business partner. So Nick was meant to have owned some sort of supplement shop. And I think they listed it. And then he got a lot of money, but Chris and him used to work together. That's what I'm not sure of the facts. I haven't got any proof of that, but that's the rumors that I've been getting lately. And now they're going out as business partners, going to conquer the world and make themselves gazillionaires. They just need to invest in their own company and they'll be done and dusted. This was the lineup of people that work in the company. I even did a profile on the stylist, and we even did research on one of these guys, and I won't say which one because there was a $50,000 Ponzi scheme, and they claimed somebody paid him $50,000 and is going to help set him up something like a what's those things you called, a vape store or something, and then it never eventuated, but he kept the 50,000. So then the person took them to not a criminal court, but took them to the arbitration, and I don't know what I do know what the outcome is. We're going to write a blog about it, but one of these guys that's associated with Chris had that problem. Now, which one was it? Because I did look it up. I'm sure I know which one it is. I've just been a bit tired lately. And also we've got a mortgage broker from New Jersey, which is great. So you're probably lucky. So we all sorts of people. So that's good. And what else have we got for you? Let's have a look. Because all these posts are coming out there. Oh, here we go. Here's the quote. So this is like a Zig Ziglar quote. Where you start does not determine how far you can go. Now, is that copied of somebody? Or is that his original statement? I've got a statement. Market what you do, not who you are. That's mine till I die. I came up with that one. And another one I like is talk about you. Talk about you. What people talk about what you. I can't even remember it actually. Got to make up a new one perhaps. But that's quite good. What else we've got? The Vault 25, 4 days, 2 coherent networking events, 1 networking other rhythm open. Oh, I can't even read, but you get it. There's lots of hype, but it's all happening on their LinkedIn page. Unfortunately, Chris has blocked me. Now this is funny. So this one here is so funny. Now he makes out he went to the White House and met the president, but I don't know if we've got photos of the president. So let's have a listen to this one. This is going to be funny. Let's see if anyone knows the truth about this one. Let me know.
Today is International Overdose Awareness Day. On this day, and every day, Goliath Ventures Incorporated extends its sympathy to all families who have experienced tragic loss due to drug overdose. Goliath Ventures is committed to providing direct support to organizations on the front lines in the battle against drug overdose. This July, Chris Delgado attended the White House for the signing of the HALT Act. He did this in partnership with the founder of Victoria's Voice Foundation, Jackie Siegel. After the signing, Chris pledged $2 million to Jackie. This donation is being used in the founding of a new initiative called Angel Army. Angel Army is a joint initiative between Victoria's Voice Foundation, Fentanyl Fathers, Eric's House, and is supported by Goliath Ventures. Angel Army is run by and for the parents who have lost children to drug overdose. It focuses on creating large-scale systemic change and providing direct support for those affected by this epidemic. Goliath Ventures remains committed to the Victoria's Voice Foundation because we believe the work they do protects families and saves lives. #HaltAct, #White House, #Victoria's Voice,
Wow.
#AngelArmy, #Overdose Awareness, #Overdose Prevention.
So we have actually written to that charity, and we have actually informed them that he's been investigated by Homeland Security. So it may be a good idea to hold that. We did get a phone call from theoretically, they told me they were a lawyer who said that they are friends with the family behind that charity, and they just want, they wanted to let us know that they are aware of what I have sent them. So that was quite good. Halt the Fentanyl Act. There he is. Oh, that must be yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we need to. We are playing a bit dumb here, but just sort of having a wee look here. Oh, and if you like golf, well, this is the place to go. He's the man of the moment. I think that day you were smoking cigars as well, which are quite good apparently. House, is that a house? Is that your house? Is that a place? What's that? The Victoria Palms. You're quite prolific on here, aren't you? Wish I could see your other social media though, but you seem to have banned me for some reason. All these things you've got. Listen, what's this? Vault 2025, and that's you talking to who? Here we go. 10 days. Let's have a listen to see what you're doing. Oh, there's more. If we get the whole lot, we might learn something here. I'm doing my open source investigation
We are
now.
10 days out from the Vault 25 conference. Secure your spot in joining 12,000 plus highly motivated and like-minded business professionals at the leading business growth strategy and networking event of the year. The Vault event has been described by Goliath Ventures Incorporated's very own CEO Chris Delgado as life-changing. This year the Goliath team is proud to announce a title sponsorship for the event. CEO Chris Delgado and the Goliath team will be on site to engage with founders, executives, and CEOs attending this year's event. If so, what are you looking forward to at Vault 25?
Wow, yeah. Well, there you go. Smooching and rubbing shoulders with people who've got money. What a great idea. That you'll probably get some investors out of that, especially if you sponsor the event. Hope that went well for you, Chris. Orlando entrepreneur pledges $2 million to didn't we get that already? Are you repeating it? Oh, I see you getting your money's worth. Fair enough, mate. Goliath Ventures Inc. signed up as a title sponsor. Oh, you need to get somebody else to do your social media, mate, because you're actually doubling up in your content. Oh, look at me. I'm a good guy. What else? Oh, my goodness. Oh, here we go. Let's listen to Chris for the man of the moment.
What it's doing to transform every global economy. And if you can understand the fundamentals of blockchain, understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin, then you know that this is something for the future and something that's going to last a long time, which if you're investing or trying to get into something, you want longevity. And I think
Longevity. Put your money in give them $100,000, and in the first month you'll get $3,000 back, because that's longevity. That's the highest interest rate that you could ever get. It's kind of, isn't it? Imagine going to the bank and saying, look, Chris Diego has said to me that he's going to give me 3 or 4% interest on my return investment. What can you offer me? And they'll go, oh, we'll give you 2% per annum. You go, but he's doing it per month. Can't you even come close? And they go, it's impossible. There's a reason for that. Oh, well, hope that works. People have got to go to bed. I've got to stop getting off this internet thing. Take that barking dog, Pixel, barking dog to that. So hopefully that helps you. If you've got any problems and you're trying to withdraw your money, please do reach out to me. We will have more information coming. We are looking for more people, more information. If you have invested, please reach out to us. We'll keep it anonymous. We promise. We're not here to ruin lives. We're here to stop mum and dad investors losing their family's inheritance. We're here to keep relationships together. We're here to help you build friendships. We don't want you to get caught up in the glitz and the glamour of Chris's lifestyle and think that's a good opportunity. Anyway, hope that helps. I'm Danny the Heck, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, otherwise known as an investigative journalist based in the little bottom of the world here in New Zealand, gathering open source intelligence and giving it to you so you can make the informative decisions that you need to when you're handling your money. You be careful out there, and remember, you never know what tomorrow may bring. So look after yourself. Look after your friends. Become a better version of yourself. And that's going to be awesome. Thanks, Jelly Snack. Thank you, Queen of Karma. It's probably me off the computer. I might go have a rest for the rest of the afternoon. It's 5:25. I think I've done my dash for my Friday. You enjoy your Friday. I enjoyed mine. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.